بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear Minister of Industry and Trade, our host, the President of Al-Barid Bank, Mr. the Manager Director of WSBI, Mr. the General Director of CDG, Mr. the General Director of Barid al-Maghrib, the representatives of WSBI in Africa and worldwide, their attendees, Assalamu alaikum. So I'm very honored to participate in the meeting of the WSBI African Regional Group organized by Al-Barid Bank and the World Saving and Retail Banking Institute under the theme of financial inclusion, which is of great importance in relation to gender equality and integration of gender-sensitive programs into public policies and programs. This conference provides valuable opportunity to address the challenges and opportunities within the financial fields through points of view, vision, discussion, and collaborative thinking, drawing insights from experts as well as different stakeholders in governmental and non-governmental organizations and civil society. Ladies and gentlemen, Morocco is still experiencing the effects of the earthquake that struck several regions of our country, significantly impacting the population of the mountains in the rural area, which required urgent measures that had been taken under the wise leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. Among the measures ordered by His Majesty are those aimed at mobilizing all means with the necessary speed and efficiency in order to provide assistance to the affected families and citizens, especially in order to implement measures related to the rehabilitation and construction in the area affected by this disaster, with unprecedented effects. Rehabilitating the affected area will add more challenges on the Moroccan economy and to fields related to the economic and social empowerment of women, which comes to the heart of the theme of our meeting. Being aware of that and following the guidance of His Majesty and in convergence with the other ministerial departments under the supervision of the head of the government, the Ministry of Solidarity, Social Integration and Family has taken many initiatives from the very first moments of the disaster, including the provision of mobile social assistance units, spaces in which several services are provided to the affected population in the affected area, with a special focus on women and children. Ladies and gentlemen, I can mention some of these examples as social assistance and psychological support and support for people with disabilities, support for children's protection of children, especially at the first days and weeks. And this was done by our department and the operators that belong our departments, especially l'Entraide Nationale et l'Agence de Développement Social. Ladies and gentlemen, the women's empowerment is the most important factor in improving the quality of life of all people, and its absence is considered as one of the main causes of poverty and vulnerability. This absence is linked to different kinds of restrictions whether cultural, social, legal, or financial restrictions that prevent women from engaging and participating in the development of the national economy. With this regard, it is important to note that achieving equality between women and men has remained and still is the focus of attention and concern of the governmental sectors, local communities, civil society, and the relevant institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, following World Bank 22 report on women enterprises and law, 2.4 billion women of working age do not benefit from equal economic opportunities. And from a recent published study, women-only funded companies received less than 2% of venture capital funding in 22. We can thus notice that the issue of economic and social empowerment of women is maybe not of sufficient interest of finance. And we need to raise this issue and promote inclusive financing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here today because this is a very important meeting where we will talk about deep issues like inclusiveness, inclusive funding, how we can allow more women and, in general, vulnerable people to access funding. So, ladies and gentlemen, among the top priorities and commitments of the Ministry of Solidarity, Social Integration and Family, as well as the institutions that's within this what we call the social pole, is the economic and social empowerment of women. And it is one of the fundamental pathways to improve gender equality in order to raise the rate of women economic activity by the horizon of 2026 as a commitment of the government program. In this context, the Ministry is in coordination with all government sectors, public institutions, private sectors, civil society associations, following the directions of His Majesty, especially the ones in the 22 throne speech. We have prepared and implemented a set of programs and policies, including the strategic framework for the government plan for equality and parity, Horizon 2035, and the third government plan for equality for the period 23-26, which consists of 3 basic axes, further divided into specific programs. The first program deals with the field of economic empowerment and leadership, and within this axis, we have measures on inclusive finance. The second axis is related to the protection and well-being of women and aims to involve stakeholders, especially at the territorial level, to combat violence against women, reduce girls' marriage, and protecting all victims of violence. The third axis of this governmental plan for equality is focusing on rights and value. Yes, values. Because we aim to create massive mobilization to combat all forms of discrimination that fully guarantee women's rights and their participation in public life and decision-making. Within this framework, the Ministry of Solidarity, Social Integration and Family has developed the GISR Empowerment and Leadership Program, which has been already implemented in different regions of the kingdom through partnership with the agreements between the ministry and territorial actors, especially the wilaya, the regional councils and prefectural councils, targeting 36,000 women at the national level, including women with disabilities, young women, and women in difficult situations. And I can say that today we have registered more than 64,000 women. The Register of Empowerment and Leadership is a program within the framework of the Social Pole Strategy. Register stands for Green, Inclusive, Smart, Social Regeneration, which aims to empower women and girls, and in general, vulnerable people through massive access to training, to education, through online platforms, and locally based social incubation systems at territorial level in partnership with civil society and local actors, and focusing on encouraging innovative and sustainable projects undertaken by women. As part of this program, we are currently designing a new inclusive finance program with البريد Bank and other national and international partners, also CDG. So, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Mr. The President of البريد Bank, Mr. Amin al-Najjar, for your willingness and the commitment to participate to this program and contribute to promote women participation in economy. I would like also to thank CDG, Mr. Khalid Safir, that support also this program. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges facing women empowerment in various fields are still present. Many of them still suffer, many of the women, of course, suffering from discrimination, exclusion, marginalization. However, it is up to us to gather our efforts to face and change this situation by focusing on solidarity. And we can say that Morocco is the land of solidarity, and we have seen this demonstration during the massive social mobilization after the earthquake. So let's capitalize on our strengths and our cultural heritage and work together with national and international institutions, especially financial institutions like WSBI and World Bank, IMF, to focus, as I said, on solidarity and inclusiveness, considering the human capital, men and women, as the true wealth, and taking into account everyone's right to sustainable developments. From this perspective, we focus on the importance of partnership and coordination between the social sector and inclusive financing institutions, private sector, in finding appropriate solution, creative and sustainable practical offers targeting vulnerable groups in order to achieve social and economic integration of all and leave no one behind. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this insightful meeting and for their kind invitation, and wish you and to this event great success. Thank you for your attention.